every Monday night.
We'd like to say that in our opinion it is not suitable for children.
Every Monday night?
Or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
Every Monday night.
And every Monday night.
Then we have a super sound DJ.
Sean Cook.
Good people, it is my pleasure to present to you
Sean Cook.
the one and only
Sean Cook.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. Hello, 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 and welcome to the show.
So let's have fun.
Now, for those of you watching in black and white, this one is in Technicolor.
Stand by for action.
Oh, Sean Cook.
And a very good evening. Welcome, one and all. Yeah, it's me, Cookie here. Special guest in the studio this evening. No, not that one. It's a different one. None other than the chairman of the board of Mods and More, Mr. Andy Topp-Walker. Woo! Yeah, he's come out of hibernation just to say hi. Nothing to do with Mick Lister coming on the show then. Honestly. Put him in a cave, he's happy. But he hibernates at the wrong time of year. Did you see him in London over the weekend? I did. I saw all the lovely photos on Facebook, propping up those, what was those red things with telephones? And, telephone boxes, that's right. Yeah, I know what you were collecting inside there. Did you get some business cards then? Anyway, we have got Mick Lister. I've got what I'm saying now. We've got Mick Lister. He's from The Truth. Would I lie to you? And he's coming on the show around about 6:30 this evening. Of course, we're going to play plenty of great music before we hear from Mick, find out what he's up to and why it's took him so long to release a new song. Honestly, I'm going to look at the Guinness World Records to find out if he's actually got a Guinness World Record in the process there. 35 years. Anyway, of course, it's a countdown now. Just, just 2 months? Just over 2 months before the greatest thing that's ever happened to Brighton. Yes, right, apart from me arriving now and again. Yes, it's Quadrophenia, the 40th anniversary of the spectacular film released in 1979. Yeah, go on, count them. 40 glorious years. So we thought, up until then at least, because we always play something from The Who to start us off, we're picking tunes that are related to Quadrophenia, of course. This one's a live version, I believe it's from Wembley Stadium. Is it Wembley? I think it was Wembley, or Wembley Arena, actually, I think. Can't remember now, so far ago, long ago. Anyway, this is The Rock. And I was there. Honestly, you'll hear me in a minute shouting. See, that was me there. Prove me wrong. Okay, let's bring my little assistant in. Not so little now, because you just had your birthday, haven't you, Ruby?
Yeah.
Okay, tell everyone, how old were you?
10.
10 yesterday. Oh, my goodness me. Double figures.
Yeah.
Yes. So, did you have a great birthday yesterday? Well, it was actually Saturday, your birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yesterday, what did we do?
Have a barbecue.
We did have a barbecue, didn't we? And the rain stopped, and it was nice and sunny weather, wasn't it?
Yes.
And we didn't have a lazy Sunday afternoon. We had a manic one, really, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, shall we do the birthdays then? So, shall we look at the rich and famous celebrity peoples? Okay. Okay, you ready, Ruby?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so we're pointing to this one. Who's this?
Venus Williams.
And Venus Williams is having her birthday today. And what does Venus Williams do?
She's a tennis player.
She certainly is. Apparently a very good one as well. Okay, looking through the rich and famous here, and can't see many of them, actually. Hang on a minute. It's something to do with Doctor Who here. Who's this?
Jodie Whittaker.
And she's Doctor Who, isn't she now?
Yeah.
My goodness me, what's happened there? Oh no, I'm not going down there, I tell you. A girl playing a Doctor Who role. Yes, of course. Yes, we love Doctor Who here. And talking of Doctor Who, one of the assistants, which was...
Arthur Darvill.
And I believe he played Rory when, I'm trying to think now. Matt Smith was the Doctor, okay? You've no idea. I've lost you now, haven't I? Anyway, he was a TV actor with Doctor Who back in the day. Okay, for those that are over a certain age...
Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow. And Barry Manilow is...
A pop singer.
Allegedly. And if you are a Manilow fan, my apologies right now, but yeah, we love Barry Manilow, a bit of Coca-Cabana. Who else have we got now? Which is...
Scott Adkins.
And he was in one of the Marvel ones, which was Doctor Strange, the film, I believe. So happy birthday to you, sir. And I think that is all we've got today on the famous, rich and famous people. So let's do the most important people, which is you. So shall we start with this young lady here?
Christine Whittaker.
And how old is Christine?
52.
Well, happy birthday to you, Christine. And next up we've got...
Jason Smith.
How old's Jason?
51.
Wow. Next up we've got...
Danny Loader.
And how old's Danny?
50.
Well, happy birthday, Danny. Next up we've got...
Matt McBreathy.
And how old's Matt?
28.
A young whippersnapper. And talking of whippersnappers, we've got...
Paul Woodland.
And how old Paul?
51.
51 years young. Happy birthday, Paul. Okay, two more then. We've got...
Ian Davies.
Happy birthday to you, Ian. He ain't put his age on there because he knows what you're like, Ruby. You give away the secrets, don't you? Okay, last one then for today.
Andy Raybone.
Oh, God. Now, how old is Andy?
40.
Wow. He looks good for 40, doesn't he? I was a cartoon, sorry. Okay. Are you looking at... Are you excited about Mick Lister coming on the show a bit later on?
Yeah.
Do you know who Mick Lister is?
No.
I wish I didn't now because I'm so nervous because he's quite a celebrity, I'm going to be honest with you. And if you are listening now, Mick, please don't use that against us. Thank you very much indeed, Ruby. And have you got anything to do this weekend? This week, sorry? Homework.
Yeah.
What?
Homework.
I noticed you said that rather quietly. Of all the thousands of people that are tuned in know now that you've got to go and do your homework shortly, okay?
No, I get it Wednesday.
Oh, you get it on Wednesday, okay. Yes, actually, that's a fact. Okay, thank you very much, Ruby, and we'll see you, next week, eh? The truth there, second time lucky. And I'm going to bring Andy Topp-Walker in now. Hey, Andy, how are you?
Good evening, Sean. How are you doing, bud?
Yeah, not too bad at all. Now, you've actually had the opportunity of seeing the truth, you lucky man, haven't you?
I did indeed, yes.
Ah, were they good?
Oh, they were outstanding.
Last time I saw them, they were on Checkers Plays Pop. And that's actually true. And I'm actually going to ask Mick Lister about that a little bit later on in our conversation once he gives us a little call because they disobeyed all the health and safety rules. There was no hard hats, they were on scaffolding poles. It's absolutely true. Anyway, enough of that. Here we go. Now, apparently we've got a call coming in. Let's see who is on the other end of this telephone now. Hopefully we can now speak to Mick Lister. Hello, Mick.
Hello, how you doing?
Hello, yeah, not too bad. It's lovely to hear your voice. How are you?
I'm very good, sir. Very good, very good.
Brilliant. We're just talking about you on Keith Chegwin, Checkers Plays Pop back in the day. Do you remember that one?
I do, and lots of other TV shows because they're kind of died a death now because we used to be on everything in the 80s. It was fantastic.
Oh, yeah. But one thing that really sort of like hit the imagination here was when we first saw you on Checkers Plays Pop, you were on this scaffolding or something, and you had no hard hats, no high vises, no safety boots or anything.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a free-for-all that day. I don't know if it was Checkers Plays Pop. It was something else, I think.
I definitely know Keith Chegwin was on that one because I used to love Checkers.
Yeah. But I think, Dennis was quite cocky until he gets to about 20 foot high, then he gets a bit still, I think.
So that's how we calm the Dennis Greaves down. We just put him on. We just put him on a platform that's about 20 foot in the air.
Absolutely. If
there
that's
we
possible.
are. Anyway, for all of our lovely listeners, we have got with us right now here live on the telephone, we've got Mick Lister of The Truth, which is obviously a British band back from 1982. I believe, I'm going to look here now on Wikipedia, which we all know and trust. Apparently from 1982 to 1989-ish.
That's about right.
Wow, we got something right. And apparently you reformed in 2012, is that right?
Yeah, well, I think it was a kind of anniversary of Confusion. I think it was probably, I don't know, 25 years or 30 years since Confusion came out. And Dennis, he got everyone together to say, should we do a gig? And of course, since The Truth disbanded, I went on to be a songwriter, writing songs for other people, and Dennis carried on with 9 Below Zero. So it was kind of weird for me because I'd been stuck in the studio doing that other kind of stuff, and but we really enjoyed it. And
excellent,
because Dennis and myself have got 2 different kind of careers. He's got 9 Below, and I've got my producer and songwriter career. When we get together with The Truth, which we've been kind of doing a little bit more as the years have gone by. It's become a real event, and I think the great thing about that is that we're not doing it because we have to. We're doing it because we want to, and we're doing it because we love it. And I think the people that come to see the gigs, we've always maintained that if we're going to play again, we don't want to be some sad old man band just going through the motions. We want to be as good as we were before, and the reports have been great. We've done some really good festivals recently. We've done a big Mods May Day in London, which was fantastic. That was sold out. And we're playing the Stone Valley Festival next weekend, which should be fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant. I was just talking to my colleague here, Andy Topp-Walker, who's here with me this evening. So I'll let him introduce himself.
Evening, Mick. How you doing, bud?
Very good, thank you.
And we were just talking just before you phoned us, Mick, and we was just saying you've seen them play now, haven't you?
I was.
And where was that?
In Worthing.
In Worthing, wow. How did that gig go then, Andy?
It was absolutely outstanding.
Brilliant. And how was it for yourself there, Mick? Was it a great gig?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it's always fantastic to be special guests with Bruce Foxton because major influence with with Dennis and myself, and they're a great band, and you can't go to that from the Jam gig and not respect the songwriting and the songs. It's amazing. But that gig was brilliant because that was our first support with them, and we're doing a couple more. We're doing one in St Albans in July.
Yes.
And I think we're playing in Norwich on Halloween, so that'd be great.
Oh, frightening!
But that that was a great gig. It was a lovely. The town hall in Worthing was fantastic. I mean, the response was brilliant. Because I think there's a bit of a myth really, because when 9 Below Zero split up and Dennis formed The Truth, it was very coincidental that we formed as a Jam split up. So there was a lot of the press thought we were jumping on the bandwagon, which we weren't. No. And I think we got a lot of bad press because of that. But, I don't see ourselves in the Jam. I think we're a lot more Tamla and a lot more soul than the Jam were anyway. So,
well, absolutely.
And of course, Dennis has got his blues roots, and my influence at Tamla, Motown and the Beatles was that lovely merge of songwriting together with me and Dennis. So I think we complement them really well, and I think the crowd thought that too. I mean, the only thing was the set was too short, but you can't have it all.
I did say that as well. I did say that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who to? Who did you say it to, though,
I said
Andy?
it to everybody I was with. Everybody was so excited to see the guys actually perform.
Yeah.
Because, as you say, it's only down to the tabloids that were giving you the taking over, jumping on the bandwagon. As far as everybody in the room, they were just excited to see you.
Oh, that was great. I mean, again, it's quite funny, but I used to be a 9 Below fan before The Truth, and I used to go and see them at Hammersmith Odeon. Dennis Greaves, on his days, one of the best frontmen in the country, and he takes a lot of beating, when we're playing alongside him, he just cracks me up with some of the stuff he comes out with. It's fantastic. But again, he's one of the best, and it's quite an honour to be back on stage with him.
Oh, and I'm sure he's listening right now, and that is brilliant. That is nice, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And the thing is, you've got to work with him anyway this year anyway, Mick, so you've got to say nice things. Let's go back to your songwriting then. So I'm just looking through, obviously, just a short list of some of the very good songs that I particularly love with The Truth. And Confusion, obviously, is one of my favourites, but my most favourite one ever from yourselves there, up until this new material that's coming out, was A Step in the Right Direction. I love this. I love this tune because it was everything that was, I think, mod back in this sort of second generation of mod when it came out in the late 70s and obviously merged into the early 80s. I think it was everything that a mod record should have been. Now, who wrote that? Was it yourself or was it a collaboration?
Well, me and Dennis, we wrote all the stuff together. And,
fantastic.
At that kind of time, I was spending a lot of time around Dennis's flat in Tulsa. And we'd go and, we actually wrote that in the summer, so obviously it was really uplifting song.
Yeah.
And we used to go and have a game of tennis, have a toasted cheese sandwich, then come back and write a song. So we'd have a really good time. And that song, songwriting is a real tough one because sometimes it is like a long labour, and but that was a real quick song to write. And it was great, and I think that was our second single. I mean, again, we were never really happy with the production because I think we had the wrong producers. But that's why we've re-recorded them to give them a bit more welly.
Yeah.
And
we'll get onto that in a second as well because this is absolutely fantastic. Because I've been trying to Google this today, and I'll get onto that in a second. But with the first two songs, then Confusion and in brackets Hits Us Every Time, close bracket, apparently hit the UK singles at number 22. And that's my favourite one, A Step in the Right Direction, got to number 32. But back then, a lot of people don't realise you still got to, sell plentiful of singles to actually even make it into the top 40 or even the top 100 back then, haven't you?
Yeah, I think to get to where we did, you were selling 80,000, I think.
Wow. That is
and
amazing.
You'd be at number one now for about 4 years with 80,000.
Yeah, you would. So. You'd beat Bryan Adams, I think.
Absolutely, yeah.
So who is your... I mean, obviously you mentioned the Beatles. I picked up on that a second ago, obviously with the songwriting and everything. So who are your sort of major artists that you go to for your sort of inspiration, back in the day when you were a youngster growing up listening to music yourself?
Well, I mean, I was... My first ever recollection of music was sat down with eating sugar puffs, watching Top of the Pops in 1966.
Wow.
And Reach Out, I'll Be There came up by the Four Tops. And that absolutely blew my mind.
Brilliant track as well.
Yeah. And we obviously play that one, and which goes down the storm.
Yes.
But, from then on, and then I used to go to my auntie's, and she was a Beatles fan, and then she'd play me all the EPs, like everything. So a massive Beatles and Tamla Motown, just really good songs, good songs, and that put me in good stead really to and I was in a couple of local bands back in my hometown of Aylesbury and Bucks. So I was in a couple of little mod bands then, and then of course my old bass player said that Dennis was advertising in, I think it was a Melody Maker for a band. So
wow,
I went for the audition up in London, and I think there was about 300 guitarists. And
oh my goodness me!
Yeah, and I think Dennis, we just there's just something really special about that day because Dennis kept telling me to would I come back in an hour? Yeah, and then would I come back in another hour? So I was back about 4 or 5 times in that day, and I had a good feeling about it, but the next day he gave me a call, and it was life changing for me because again I was a Nine Below fan, and it was just and then we were sat writing songs in his flat, which is amazing. So
that is absolutely brilliant. Were you nervous of meeting him as well? Because obviously as you said, you were sort of a fan of his previous band.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of. I don't really get nervous, but when we came to the rehearsal studio where they were doing auditions, and it was down in a kind of basement. Yeah, and then he was there, and it's like, ooh, that's really weird. He's right next to me, and then but he Dennis was a great guy. He taught me a lot. He because I'm about 4 years younger than him, so he kind of took me under his wing, and I owe Dennis a lot. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And it's great now that we're together, and we've written a couple of songs, and we're doing these live festivals and shows, and it's a lot of fun. It really is, And he's got his son on drums, Sonny, who's an amazing drummer. He's got a lot of raw talent, and he can only get better. But and it's great fun, and we look forward to it a lot.
Fantastic. And obviously I'm looking forward to, hopefully, fingers crossed here, because I haven't told Andy this, but hopefully I'm going to come and see you guys when you play Brighton. I think it's August the 25th. If memory serves.
Yeah, it was Secret Affair. We did it last year, and it was a blast. It was absolutely fantastic.
And of course, the Secret Affair, love them as well. But I want to come and see you guys first and foremost, because I really, when I step in the right direction, first hit the charts, and I thought, wow, I love this, and I went out straight away and bought that EP of yours. And
yes,
who was that talking? Is it in German? I think it was German. One of your tracks, or one of the last tracks. It was a live track.
No, we did. No, we did a cover of "So Excited" by the Equals.
Of course, yeah.
And we did the Montreux festival, music festivals, in Montreux, and
right.
So that was in France. So
right. So it was in French. No wonder I failed French, Andy.
Yeah, you were close.
I was close. It was just across the border, for goodness sake, a couple hundred miles. Anyway, I'm going to pass you over to someone a little bit closer than a couple hundred miles. I'm going to pass you over now to Andy. I believe he's got a couple of good questions now, rather than me getting me continents mixed up and countries and everything else. So glad we're coming out of Europe. I'm not saying a word. There we go. Over to you, Andy.
I need to bring that into it, mate.
No, I won't.
Okay, Mick, I do have a good question for you. Well, I hope it's a good one.
What, you mean all mine were bad so far? Great.
You and Dennis have written some great tunes over the years, but is there a tune that you haven't actually released yet, that because of writing within the era, that you might release now?
Great.
God, do you know what? I don't think, because when we used to release singles, we used to give a load of bonus tracks away. We do EPs and extra bonus tracks. So I don't think there's many knocking about, to be quite honest. And I think there was a couple of kind of instrumental ideas, and no, I don't think that there's many in the attic, so to speak. So I think we kind of exhausted everything we did, which was good, really, because we always like to give value for money, So
and that you did indeed. So,
yeah.
So with that in. We'll throw that out the window then, because that didn't work. I thought I was going to get an exclusive there. But what are your plans as far as releasing something secret?
Something secret. Well, I mean, simply because of my career and Dennis's career. I mean, we're both really busy in what we do, and the reason we did Keep On Keeping On and the whole EP was because we'd been talking to a couple of agencies, and they said you really need to get a product out, and and also because I do a lot of music I write songs that go in movies and stuff like that, and I've become a lot more of a better businessman than I was 20 years ago. So, and it's all about ownership. And because Warner Brothers still owned the master rights to Confusion and A Step in the Right Direction,
I like that.
That would have limited us to getting anything away, because I'm signed to a publisher called Cobalt, and they're very good in getting my songs into movies and stuff like that. And of course, you get a nice license fee when you actually license a song for a film company. So there's two reasons why we re-recorded Confusion. That was because of, we wanted to make it a little bit more edgy and a little bit more how we wanted the whole EP to sound. And of course, Dennis and myself could own the old masters because we re-recorded the song. So that's cool.
No, excellent. And just one more question for you. Now, there's a lot of unsigned talent out there at the moment.
Yeah.
Is there anybody out there that actually opens your eyes and you think, wow?
Do you know what? There's a couple of there's loads of great artists. I think it's very difficult because in our day people go out and buy buy stuff, and now there's, it's all streaming, it's all free,
available all over the place.
Which has become quite problematic to a lot of artists. It's okay if you're Ed Sheeran, and you're streaming millions, but if you're not, then it's really hard for artists. And again, there's so many artists as well, so it's really hard to get on the ladder. Which is, I've also started my own record label too, which was simply because I had a song in a movie, which was a big movie called A Simple Favor, which came out last year, and everyone wanted to buy the song, but they couldn't, because all the other songs in the movie were with Warner Brothers or Universal or Sony. So I actually formed my own label, so I can actually release my own stuff, and our EP's released on my label too. So it kind of keeping it all in house, to be quite honest. But there's a lot of artists I absolutely love, and it's not just the mod stuff, because I've written for various artists over the years, and for me that keeps it really fresh, because you're not writing the same kind of thing all the time.
Yeah, sure.
I was lucky enough in the last couple of years to write and co-produce the last two albums from The Beat with Rankin Roger, who became a dear friend and who passed away unfortunately this year.
Yeah.
So and we became really good friends. And I still think he's going to call me tomorrow, which is really weird. But I knew he was ill a year ago, but unfortunately we lost him this year. But again, one of the most loveliest guys on the planet, and brilliant to work with, absolutely brilliant.
Okay, and just one final question, and I'll pass you back to Sean there. I love the unsigned, the raw talent that we've got out there. Who was the last local band that you actually went to see?
God, local band. Do you know, I can't remember. I mean, again, I still live in Bucks, so I mean the gig scene is not that great. I mean, in Aylesbury there used to be a club called Friars. Did you ever hear that?
Yeah.
I mean, Friars, they had any band who was anyone would play that, and in the mid to late 70s, that's where I saw 9 Below Zero there. The Jam would play there, the Police, Blondie, Talking Heads, anyone play. It was amazing for someone like me to see these bands every week.
Yeah.
But again, there's nothing around here on a small level for bands to play, which is really unfortunate.
Okay, so as I didn't get the answer that I was hoping for there, can I just add on to that then? And
sure,
there are some unsigned talent out there that you may have heard of. Is there anybody you'd really particularly like to go and see?
Well, I mean, it's kind of difficult because I always get approached by artists out. So sometimes I actually work with artists before they get signed or when they get signed. I worked with Amy Winehouse before she got signed as well.
Wow.
So and I worked with her when she was 18 years old, and we wrote together, and so I work on a kind of different kind of level. I don't go out to gigs like I used to. I'll get approached by management companies and labels to work with them and co-write. So and again, I will go to their showcases. I mean, I've been working with this a great young artist called Claudia Kane, who's she's from London, and she's managed by Amy Winehouse's manager. And again, that's the kind of artist I go and see. I don't go and see a band in the street. I'd go and see bands that I suppose I'm working with. So
okay,
does that help?
It does. As I say, it's just a general question I wanted to throw out there, just to get your view on what we're trying on doing here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the ethos of Target Radio, obviously, we played sort of like obviously, we played The Truth, we played The Jam, we played The Who, The Kinks, and all the good stuff. But what we try to do here, as Andy, and what I'm trying to mirror as well, what he's trying to say here, that we try and give this radio station a platform for unsigned bands. The ones that go into backstreet boozers and stuff like that, and small little halls. And because, like you say, there are absolutely trillions of downloads every day of, artists that think, that, they're in the bedroom, they're performing some really good music, and all they're doing is getting half a dozen downloads every now and again. They're not going to make it big. I think the record industry now has been really exhausted when it comes down to things like that, you know, personally speaking. But anyway, let's move on from the downward spiral and something a little bit more entertaining here. Now, Keep On Keeping On, which obviously I've got a copy of this. I absolutely love it. Now, I went on record, by the way, Mick, and I'm going to be completely honest here because that's all I can be. When I first heard it, I thought, this is a grower. Now, someone commented straight away, jumped on my case, went, it's already grown on me. And I went, oh, okay. Since then, obviously, I've played it, I don't know how many times. I think I've worn the grooves out on the CD. I don't know if that's possible, but I have. And it's an absolute brilliant song. Now, I've read somewhere that it's been 35 years since you released anything until then. Is that right?
Yes, that's absolutely right, yeah. I mean, we... God, I think our last release was 87, I think. Yeah. And then, obviously, I went on to do what I do, and Dennis went on and reformed Marble Zero, and then we didn't kind of see each other for about maybe 12 years. It was kind of weird. And then we got back together. So again, it was kind of different, you know, because, again, not working together, but, you know, the banter was fantastic because cheekily I go football training every Monday night with a load of lads, local lads, and so Dennis would always come on a Monday when there was football training, so he could come along too. You see, so you know we'd have these Mondays set aside to write and produce the record. And so we could get a bit of footy in as well, which is fantastic.
And why not?
Yeah,
two great passions
and then
there.
Poor Dennis would have to drive home after, you know, from Buckinghamshire right to London after playing football, and he must have been knackered. So.
Yeah, M40, A40, all the way. Right, there we go. I know me roads. Now, obviously, I've been trying to search it today, and I haven't had any success yet, but I'm just seeing if there's an actual record for a release of a record 35 years apart from the last one to the new one. And at the moment, I think you could actually hold some sort of an official record here. I think you may be the longest act to go without releasing a record. But I'm not sure of the particulars because obviously you disbanded, you see, and then obviously reformed. So I'm not sure how it quite works. But I think you could be. It might be worth doing a little bit more research there. And then obviously you can, I don't know, maybe brag about it on Facebook. I don't know. But it could be quite... Maybe. Yeah, it could be quite interesting to do something like that. I don't know. But if you are... Target Radio found it out first. Right, okay.
Well, thank you for that.
No worries. It's probably a load of old rubbish, but you never know. So I was trying to Google that as well. Now, I've just looked up Claudia Kane. She's actually on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to have a quick little look at Claudia Kane and all the other bits and pieces there as well. A nice lady by the looks of things there.
Yeah, she's great. I mean, she's very talented. You know, we've been working together now for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
We wrote a song called Under My Skin, which got in a big movie called A Simple Favour last year.
Right.
And which is a great platform for artists as well because you know it gets in the movie in a scene in the movie, and then there's like a massive outcry for where can we get this song, you know, and that's why I formed my label so we could release it. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, you mentioned a little earlier with Andy as well that you do some work with films as well. So is there any films in the UK that we know about that you may have provided some, or if not all, the music?
Well, what I do is I actually write songs. I don't write underscore or anything like that. So I'll write songs, or I do. I've done like some really dark covers for big Sky shows like Penny Dreadful and Scandal and stuff like that.
Fantastic.
For the trailers and stuff like that. So yeah, it keeps me interested.
That's it. Keeps the coppers rolling in, as they say, as well.
Well, you know, I think, you know, for me it's great because I can be diverse and do other things, you know, and you know, I was, you know, for me to write different stuff.
Yeah, of course,
is brilliant. Because, you know, it's a lovely thing to do. So
absolutely. Right, let's have a quick look at your tour dates then. So where are we now? We've just done Sunday the 16th of June, and that was in Birmingham, is that right?
Has that
not gone?
No, that date was cancelled months ago.
Okay, right.
That was with From the Jam, and I think they had to cancel that. So
yeah.
That was cancelled about 3 or 4 months ago. So
I knew
don't know
that.
why you got that.
That's on your page, by the way, on Facebook.
Is it really?
It certainly is, yeah. No worries. But you are performing on, I hope this is right now, Andy, Sunday the 21st of July in St Albans, is that correct?
That's right, yeah.
Hey, we got one right, hey!
and we're playing the Stone Valley Festival North on, that's the 29th of June.
Perfect, lovely. I'm just going on to your tour dates now.
We're really looking forward to. And then we're playing in July, then we're playing Secret Fair on the 25th of August.
And that's at the Concord 2 in Brighton, isn't it?
Yes,
perfect.
Yeah. I love that gig because we did it last year, and you get all these mods with the scooters. And, last summer was absolutely glorious, and it was so hot.
Lovely.
And it was a brilliant gig.
Excellent, lovely. Now, obviously, I'm getting all of this information from Facebook, so if you want to follow The Truth on Facebook, it's The Truth. Just type in the header there, The Truth, and you'll find them there. It's a Truth Playground. At The Truth Playground. There we go. Are you on Twitter as well?
Yes, we are, actually. I'll start the computer as I speak, so I'll just find out the address.
I think you're actually on there because I think I'm following you as well. Yes, I am. There we go.
Yeah.
So you are at Truth Official there on. There we are.
Go.
So there we go. We can find you on there, and obviously all the latest goings on with The Truth is on the Twitter as well. And and obviously there's a link there to go back to Facebook as well. Why not? So you've got the. Hang on, what's this? June the 15th, Secret Affair, the Glory Boys 40th anniversary tour, plus The Truth. There we go. Brighton Concord 2, Sunday 25th of August. Great picture, by the way, as well there. That is brilliant.
Fantastic.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, hopefully you can make that one.
Oh, I'm definitely going to be down in Brightonia myself, so I'm definitely going to be popping my head in the door and come to see you boys play because it's like a dream come true because I never got to Checkers Plays Pop or whatever it was back in the day. Do you know, I'm actually going to Google that now because I haven't seen that clip in a long time. It's something like Checkers Plays Pop. I know Keith Chegwin, God rest his soul, was actually the host of that show, and that was absolutely fantastic. Come around full circle.
Do you know what? I can't remember what it was called. Was it the Saturday Show or something?
It could have been something like that. I'm just looking it up now, actually, so I'm sure you were on Checkers Plays Pop, but obviously that was a few years ago. So,
it was a few years ago, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, what else if I could actually spell this? Yeah, I think he started Checkers Plays Pop in 1981, so it's a right time sort of scale. So leave that with me, and obviously I'm going to look at that, and if I do find it, I'm going to post it straight onto your page on Facebook, if that's okay.
No worries.
Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. So after these gigs this year, what were you and the lads got for next year for us all then?
Well, we're just we've got next year. We've definitely got the Stone Valley Festival South, which is great.
Yeah.
And then I think we're earmarking to go out with From the Jam on a few dates, which would be great. And hopefully to get a load more festivals in the summer, because I think I think we are a festival band. Because we love a big audience and we love making new friends as well.
Yes,
so,
of course.
And I think we've got a big sound. It's loud, and I think again we work hard to make sure we're not going for the motions and we give a great show.
Excellent, lovely. So you're looking at more like the open air festivals rather than the sort of dingy little back street halls and things like that. Then.
Yeah, I think so because again, we love playing to a big crowd, and we've been lucky with the Mods Mayday thing. That was a sellout. It was mental. Again, with From the Jam, that was great. Massive hall, massive packed audience.
Yeah.
And they're all loving it, So I think the more friends we can make, the better it will be for us.
Of course, yeah.
And I think a lot of people will understand what kind of serious band we are.
Indeed. And, obviously, now you have reformed. How is it? Is it all sort of brought it flooding back from the past, or is it more sort of more of a future sort of thing for you guys moving forward? I know music doesn't stand still, but do you rely on the good old sort of like the older stuff, or is it new stuff for you, or is it a bit of both?
No, it's I think it's really important that the Truth fans that used to go back to the Marquee and all those early days.
Yeah.
I think it's all about nostalgia, and it's about recreating your youth and going back to a time which was really important to them, you know. And it's great because they bring all their old vinyl down for us to sign, you know. And you know, me and Dennis will always go out and meet people and say hi, and we're all very approachable. And I think sometimes, you know, a lot of bands, I take the Rolling Stones, you know, they'll do a new album.
Yeah.
People don't want to hear that. They want to hear Jumper Jack Flash and all the other songs.
Of course they do, yeah. Absolutely.
So, you know, I think, you know, we've got Keep On Keeping On, and, you know, which is great because, you know, for us, it was really tough because we wanted to write a song and produce a song that was going to compete with what we did before.
And you know, I think you've done that, actually, just to cut in there, Mick.
I think so. I think so, and lyrically and musically and
why does that song sound like, you know, something we've heard before, but it's completely brand new? And I think that's what you've done there. I'm not sure. I'm putting words into your mouth there, but was that the case when you wrote that song, yourself and Dennis there? Was it a case of like, you know, well, I want to write something that's really familiar, because it really, for me, that is. I mean, I don't know about yourself, Andy, but
I totally agree.
Yeah, it does sound like, you know, we've heard this song before somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I did say to Dennis, you know, I said I want to write something that's got, you know, which is for every mod out there, you know, and keeping on. That's that kind of Northern Soul motto. That's why we've got that lovely bit of artwork on the front, and you know, I just wanted, you know, it's testament to all the mods that keep on keeping, you know, keeping the faith, so to speak.
Yes,
you know, so I wanted it to be an anthem for that, but I wanted it to have that kind of massive sing-along thing, you know, almost like a Come On Eileen or something like that, that, you know, just makes you feel great. And, you know, and
yes, of course.
You know, so, I mean, there's nothing in there that we'd intentionally kind of rip off or anything like that.
No.
But it's just, no, not at all. You know, I think, but then it's just about all your influences, you know, from the Love Affair to the Beatles to, you know, like even, you know, in Confusion, halfway through, you know, we play the riff to Nowhere Man by the Beatles, you know, down, 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 down. You know, that's, you know, it's there's loads of little tricks in there that come out from our influences, and you know, if it's a song that sounds familiar, I think that's a great thing.
Oh, that is brilliant. I'm going to quote you on that one, Nowhere Man. Now, I'm definitely going to quote you on that for forevermore. So, Confusion and Nowhere Man. Write that down right now. That is fantastic. Right. So, moving forward, then, obviously, new stuff coming out.
Well, it's just out at the moment. You know, I think we're gonna see how it goes. You know,
of course.
That to produce that record, that's taken a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you know, again, making sure it's right and making sure, you know, it's worthy of a release. And again, it's the time frame for me and Dennis, you know, so because I'm all over the place writing songs, and Dennis is out with Nine Below. They're going out with From the Jam, and I think, again, they are at the moment with him and Mark Felton. So you know, I think we want to just see how it goes. You know, and you know, we're in a great place at the moment, which is fantastic.
Perfect.
You know, but we want to keep it as fresh as we can. So
yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely.
You know, so I'd say never say never.
Oh, that's news for us, because we love the truth here at Target Radio. I mean, I personally, you know, I love everything you've done. I mean, it's just nostalgia. Listening to Keep On Keeping On, it's like as I said before, it's like something I've heard before, but it's totally brand new. And you, I mean, obviously, if you wanted to do that, and if that was your goal, to actually have a song that we think we've heard before, but of course we haven't, you've hit the nail definitely on the head there, Mick.
I mean, again, I don't think it was about writing a song that you heard before. I just think it was a song you have a kind of template of where you want to go with it, you know, and I had a groove going in the studio, which was, you know, kind of an old soul groove. And then, you know, we just wrote a song around that, you know, so. Perfect. You know, but I mean, it was great. You know, it was great fun to write with Dennis again. You know, we had a laugh and had a game of football afterwards. Good.
And why not?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's. I can't think of a better way of finishing off an interview than having a game of football afterwards, Andy.
Brilliant.
That's it. And who do you support? Come on, let's find out. Come on.
Oh, well,
dear.
I'm an Evertonian.
Oh well, okay.
Because my dad's from Liverpool, so I was born a blue.
He was born a blue. What about yourself, Andy?
Yeah.
I'm going to stay quiet then because I don't want to stop bragging about lifting.
Oh, you're not a red, are you?
I am, fella.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, I'm a red, but I'm a more.
Unfortunately, I won't say unfortunately.
Now.
Yes, it's finished now. That's it. You totally ruined it all now.
I can't say unfortunately, but I grew up in the late 70s, early 80s. So Liverpool were lifting everything. So
you just went with it.
It just seemed the right path to follow, and that's where I've been ever since.
And do you know what? In the 80s, when Everton were lifting everything, I was in America, so I missed it all.
Oh no. Well,
it's on YouTube, though, isn't it?
Thanks.
So is Checkers Plays Pop, and I'm definitely going to look that up, Mick. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to send a direct link to that. I'll tell you when I find it. I will send it, and I'm sure you'll have a chuckle at looking at that. I'm a red as well, but I'm more of a sort of a Guna red. There we go. Keeping it nice in London there. Right, excellent. Well, for now, Mick Lister, thank you very much indeed for hopping on and spending half an evening with us here at Target Radio, talking about blues, reds, and the ones in between, and YouTube, Checkers Plays Pop, and Nowhere Man, really. And out of all of that, I think we've actually had an incredible interview. So let's give him a nice big round of applause.
Woo! Right, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Brilliant, lovely, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the 25th of August this year at the Concord 2. I'm going to reserve my ticket right now. Well, literally after I finish the show, I'm going to reserve my ticket and get out there because I'll be in Brighton anyway for the weekend, and looking forward to seeing some really good music from you guys as well. So once again, thanks ever so much, Mick, and give my best to all the guys there for the truth, and I'll see you in a couple of months, my friend.
Great stuff. See you, Brighton.
No problems at all. And I think we'll finish off, and we'll play Keep On Keeping On, and I'm going to stick in a step in the right direction because A, it's my show, and B, I can do what I like. So there you go. Thanks ever so much, Mick. See you soon.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye now. Bye-bye. There he goes. Mick Lister there from The Truth. And as we suggested, we will play something from The Truth right now. And we're not going to play one. Let's play two. And we'll see you next week. Same bat time and same bat channel. Ta-da.